Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the class of Principles of Marketing. My name is Mitat Nadeem and in today's session we are going to learn and talk about some fundamental and foundational level concepts of marketing which are at the very core when it comes to creating realm of modern marketing ecosystem. What we see today is that successful companies around the globe share one thing in common, that is, they exhibit a strong commitment towards marketing and they put their customers at the epicenter, at the center of gravity of their every action and strategy related to marketing. So that we can say that they are customer centric or customer focused. But the question is, what really is marketing? The most common answer to this question that people usually come up with is advertising and selling. But these are only at the tip of marketing iceberg. There is a lot more to it. Marketing is all around us. We are heavily bombarded with marketing information on a daily basis that comes from several resources, including TV commercials, social media ads, stories by the sales representatives on the products that we see in the shopping malls, newspapers, magazines, and even emails and SMS. And more recently, in the form of imaginative websites, blogs, vlogs, etc. etc. The new approaches do a lot more than merely passing out generic messages to the masses. Instead, they reach out to you more personal, more interactive, and more direct. Marketers nowadays want to enrich your experiences while living their brands and they want to be part of your daily lives. So, we can be confident in saying that, in contrary to traditional approaches of telling and selling, marketing today should be understood in the context of satisfying customer needs. The simplest definition of marketing is that it is a process by which companies create value for the customers and build strong customer relationships to capture value from the customers in return. Now, let us examine the first step of the five-step marketing process, that is, understanding the marketplace and the customer needs and the core concepts related to it. The most basic concept that is at the very core of marketing is that of customer need. A human need is a state of felt deprivation. It can be a physical need for food, shelter, clothing, or social need for belongingness, or it can be individual need for knowledge and self-expression. It is important to note here that these needs are not created by the marketers. Instead, they are part of human makeup. Now, wants are the human needs as they are shaped up by the culture or individual personality attributes. When backed up by buying power, wants become demands. Let me explain with the help of example. For example, if I am hungry, hunger is a state of felt deprivation and it leads to the basic need for food. Now, how do I satisfy this need for food can be shaped up by some cultural norms and individual personality attributes. I want to satisfy this with the spicy chicken, burger, or a plate full of biryani is my want. Someone thousand miles down the other side of the globe may want to satisfy this need with a hamburger. True or not? Now, if I opt to satisfy this need by going in a high-end restaurant of a five-star facility available in town and go for a zafrani biryani loaded with aromatic saffron wrapped in a gold leaf and whatnot, I must have the financial authority to back up my want. In this scenario, when a person has financial freedom and financial authority to back up their want, they can demand. Let me give you another example. If I want to go from Karachi to Lahore, the basic need is for transportation. Now, how do I satisfy this need? Either by going through bus, by road, is my want. Now, if I demand to go via a charter plane of one of the finest air services available, that is only possible if I have the financial authority to back up my want. In this case, the want becomes demand. Now, how do companies fulfill customer needs, wants, and demands? They do it through market offering that includes products, services, or a combination of both, as we see in the airline industry, information and experiences, and many more. If we talk more broadly, market offerings include other entities as well, such as individuals, places, countries, etc. For example, Kerala Tourism Board down the other side of the border runs a campaign to showcase the beauty of the state and to attract tourists from around the globe by the campaign God's Own Country. And Malaysia Tourism Board runs Malaysia Truly Asia by showcasing amazing landscapes, exotic resorts, and mesmerizing beaches of Malaysia. Now, it is often seen in the marketing ecosystem that many marketers lose sight of the customer needs by moving their focus more towards the product itself. They fail to recognize that a product is only a tool to solve a customer problem. They become blind to the benefits and experiences produced by these products. This condition is called marketing myopia, and it can lead to a marketing disaster in the long run, especially if an alternate is introduced in the market that can satisfy the particular need more profoundly. Here it is important to note that customers have a large set of choice alternatives when it comes to satisfy a particular need. So how do they prefer one offering over the other? They form expectations about the value and satisfaction that the offering is going to deliver to them. Then they buy in accordance to their perceived value. If their expectations are merely met, the customers are satisfied and repurchase and offer, they might tell others to buy as well. But if the expectations are not met, they are dissatisfied and might switch to competitors' products. And if the value received exceed the customer's perceived value, they are delighted. Marketers must be careful to set the right level of expectation. If they set expectations too low, they might satisfy those who buy but fail to attract enough customers. If they set expectations too high, buyers will be disappointed. Customer value and customer satisfaction are the key building blocks for developing and managing long term profitable customer relationships. For a marketing manager to devise a winning marketing strategy, he or she must answer two very important questions at the very outset. One, what is our target market? And second, what is our value proposition? The businesses must clearly define and decide the customer or a set of customers that it is going to serve. It is done by dividing the heterogeneous market into homogeneous subsets called segments by an important marketing process called segmentation. All members of a particular segment must have at least one attribute in common. The next step is to decide which segments the company wants to serve. The process is called targeting. It is not possible for a business to serve every customer, at least in every way. By carefully exercising segmentation and targeting, a business can precisely select those customers which it can serve better and profitably. The businesses need also to decide how they are going to serve the target customers by differentiating itself from the competitors and the alternates available. Here comes the role of brand's value proposition, which is the total set of all the benefits the brand promises to satisfy customer needs. For example, Dollins promises reliable hai to communicate the quality and manufacturing supremacy. On the contrast, Pell gives you an uplift for better in your lifestyle by communicating change your life. These value propositions give competitive advantage to a brand over other and help the customers to answer the fundamental question that why should they prefer any particular brand over the other. The key for marketers here is to design powerful and robust value proposition in order to reap the strong advantage in the target markets. There are 5 alternative guiding philosophies under which a firm designs its marketing strategies to engage their customers and maintain profitable relationships with them. Number 1 is the production concept, which holds the notion that customer will always favor the products that are affordable and readily available in the market. Keeping this assumption in view, the marketing management will keep its focus on production improvement and distribution efficiency. By the way, it is the oldest marketing management orientation that guides the sellers and useful in some price sensitive markets where the competition is very high and intense. Next is the product concept, which holds the idea notion that the customers will favor the brand or the product which will offer the best results in terms of quality, performance, product features, etc. etc. So the strategy under this philosophy will focus on making regular product improvements, which is of course important, but focusing on just product betterment may also lead to marketing myopia because customers may be looking out for a better solution rather than a better product. The third philosophy is the selling concept, which is followed by many companies, which holds the assumption that the customers will not buy a company's product until and unless it undertakes humongous selling and promotional efforts. This approach is usually practiced in unsought after products such as life insurance and blood donations, for which buyers do not usually think of buying. But the problem with this approach is that it focuses only on sales transaction rather than building long-term customer relationships with the customers. Sellers are more motivated to sell what the company makes rather than what the market wants. Fourth, the marketing concept. The marketing concept holds the idea that achieving organizational goals depends on knowing the needs and wants of target markets and then delivering the desired satisfaction better than the competitors do. Under the marketing concept, customer focus and value are the path to sales and profits. Instead of a product-centered make and sell philosophy, the marketing concept is a customer-centered sense and respond philosophy. The idea is not to find the right customer for your product, but to find the right products for your customers. Selling is an inside-out approach, whereas marketing concept, in contrast, follow a outside-in perspective. The marketing concept starts with a well-defined market, focuses on customer needs, and integrate all the marketing activities that affect customers. In turn, it yields profits by creating relationships with the right customers based on customer value and satisfaction. In the simplest terms, the marketing concept refers to responding known and stated customer desires and needs. This is called customer driven marketing. Customer driving marketing, on the other hand, is knowing what the customer wants before they actually know themselves so that latent needs are met alongside the current needs. The last of the five marketing management orientation is the societal marketing concept that questions whether the pure marketing concept overlooks possible conflicts between customers' short-run wants and consumer long-run welfare. If a firm that satisfies the immediate needs and wants of target markets, always doing what is best for its consumers in the long run, this is the prime question that is at the epicenter of societal marketing concept. We will be discussing more on these concepts when we meet in class. So thank you for now.